Welcome to this episode of Health Reversion. You're here with Adrian, and in this episode we're going to be looking at the rarest blood type out there, the AB blood group. Composing only a few percent of the world's population, the type AB blood group, according to Diatomos research, is one of the newest and obviously one of the rarest. If you are a type AB, it would be beneficial for you to have a look at the videos that I've done on type A and type B, just to see what you're made of, because you are a hybrid of the both. Also check out the video on the Bloody Truth, which goes through in more depth about this blood type concept and the impact of lectins on your body. With respect to meat, type ABs inherit the type A characteristic of the low stomach acid level, unfortunately, while also simultaneously inheriting the type B's characteristic of their consumption of meat, their really open consumption to meat products and their ability to do well with them. So therefore, you will need to determine on your own if meat is something that works well for you, or if there are different types of meat that work well. What you've got to keep in mind though is that if you have been given, or if you have adopted that particular characteristic of the low stomach acid levels from the type A, you may have some trouble digesting meat and assimilating the nutrients that are in the meat. And if this is the case, this can lead to increased toxicity within the bloodstream, and also the meat just being stored as fat, which just can lead to weight gain. The type ABs will be more suited to meats such as lamb, mutton, rabbit and turkey, while beef and chicken, unfortunately the most popular ones, are actually an avoid. So again, with that knowledge that you have there about the particular types of meat that are beneficial for you on this particular protocol, you're going to have to hone in on those and see if it actually ends up being something of benefit for you. And I'm sorry I didn't have better news there in relation to beef and chicken, given that they're the most popular and abundant meats here on planet Earth. Some good news though is that there are a large array of fish that are available for you to consume. So fish, together with those meats mentioned before, can still provide lots of opportunities when it comes to the animal kingdom. Chicken eggs can also be consumed because the lectin that's problematic for you in the flesh of the chickens does not carry forward into the egg. So eggs are a neutral food and can be consumed. Dairy is promoted on the AB protocol, similar to how type Bs have access to dairy products as well, and low-fat dairy products are recommended in particular. But if you are having problems with dairy products and you're like, hey, the protocol is sort of saying I'm going to be good with these products, but I'm still experiencing digestive issues, or you're generally not feeling that dairy is working for you, have a look at the lactose-free options and also the cultured and fermented options such as sour cream and yogurt. These cultured and fermented dairy products may be able to be tolerated better by your body, as the proteins and the complexity of the foods themselves has actually been softened and broken down. So experiment with this on yourself and see if that makes a difference if you are having problems with general dairy products. Nuts, seeds, beans and legumes are a bit of a mixed bag on the AB protocol. Some beneficial ones include walnuts, peanuts, lentils and soy products. Cereals and grains are favourable foods for AB, but again, the same recommendation for all of the blood groups is to look at keeping wheat to a minimum. Wheat can cause excess mucus production and also lead to the muscle tissue becoming slightly acidic, which can lead to fatigue and weight gain. For vegetable lovers, the choices are abundant, fortunately. There are very few foods on the avoid list, so check out that avoid list in the description section of the video and just have a look at the ones that are avoid, but most of the vegetables are available to you and should be consumed regularly and on a consistent basis. Fruits are reasonably plentiful as well, with some highly beneficial ones being kiwi fruit, grapes, plums and cherries, all of these fruits being highly beneficial for you. Pineapple is also highly beneficial as it helps with the digestive process. A word of caution though, Diatomeo does state that the heavy substances and very popular substances such as coffee and alcohol, just to keep those to a very minimum or avoid if you can, as they will have an impact on your sensitive digestive tract. And as mentioned with type A's, if you have a look at that video, we do have those naturally high cortisol levels. So if you also have the naturally high cortisol levels, then having those stimulants such as coffee is really going to drive them up. It's going to be catabolic to the muscles and just not good for your overall health in general. Finally, in relation to exercise, type ABs do well with calming exercises, just like the type A's. So if you've got a type A friend and you can go off to Tai Chi together, or you can go off and do Hatha yoga, or you want to do a gentle hike somewhere or do some swimming, then these are the most beneficial exercises for you. However, Diatomeo does state that small quantities of moderate intensity exercise can also be beneficial. So if you do want to go to the gym or you do want to go for a run, you can do these things, obviously just keeping them to short periods, just in case those cortisol levels really peak up. That can be quite a task to try and wind down again and relax yourself if you're pushing yourself too hard there. Instead of doing a 2-day kickstart, I have compiled a list of all of the avoid foods. You can find that in the description section of the video below. So download that, have a look, and it's really up to you to be your experiment. So if you see the foods on there and you think, oh, I regularly eat that particular food, well, just for a period of time, it could be a week, could be 2 weeks, just consider doing away with that food for the time being and have a look. How do you feel after a week? How do you feel after 2 weeks? Has any of the symptoms that you've been experiencing, have they been reduced? Have they even been possibly eliminated? So there might be something to this research and particularly to the impact that the lectins are having on our bodies. And you're going to be the one that ends up finding out whether that's true or not. So thank you for watching to the end of this video. If you didn't get anything out of this video, give it a thumbs down. If you did get something out of this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. In the meantime, I ask that you keep well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.